I am live. Let me just... Alright. Should be good. I'll just immediately go to Metabang. Maybe it's just my eyes, but it is way brighter than I remember. But yeah, I'll just wait, I guess. I'll just wait. Oh shoot. I don't remember if he has cap or not. I don't know. Wait, I don't think he does. I'll just stay here. Wait. Wait for people to arrive. Alright. Maybe... Yo, I have a theory. Oh. Hello, reptile? Maybe? I'm just here drawing... Oh, shoot. Drawing, Venti, just waiting for people to come, I guess. Alright. Hold on, maybe... is this Venti? Yes, it's a dumb little derpy Venti thingy. I don't know. Studs. It's great, it's great. Yeah, and, apples. Apples. Oh, for a moment, something is... Aha, alright. Right. So, yeah, so, what's this, stream, what's the stream? So, as the title says, trying to finish these, just like the previous couple streams, I've been just, like, doodling some of my, like, Arthurian characters, and, oh god, it's taken absolutely forever. Absolutely, like, way too long. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna try to finish them all today, because I've basically done pretty much all of them. But it's fine, it's cool. Anyway, here's your nice little Venti. I guess we're just gonna put on the music. Put out, like, like 22, 20. And, start. So, as always, I'm just gonna recap quickly who they are, just so any of y'all who either don't remember or weren't there, I'll just quickly explain what these guys are, like, and stuff. Alright. So, first of all, what they are in general, it's just, like, my own version of the King Arthur characters that I wrote, like, 2 years ago. God, time passes. Alright, so, first one, Arthur. He's an anxious dude who never wanted to be king, and he kind of hates being king, but he just kind of deals with it anyway. Sir Bedivere, first knight, most loyal, super loyal, pretty much a dog, and he's the absolute best. And he lost his arm in a fight, and Merlin gave him the sick metal arm because I felt like it. Okay, Arthur's foster brother, he's an asshole, but he's the most serious and really only the only competent one of the knights. Lancelot, strongest out of the knights, super strong, never gets defeated, but like emotionally he's just a complete mess. Just completely. Alright, Bors, Lancelot's cousin, he's a chill guy, cares a lot about his family and stuff. Dinadan, the funny one, always makes a lot of jokes, he's a theater kid, doesn't really care about being a knight, doesn't believe in, like, chivalry and stuff. People kind of sort of hate him, but kind of sort of like him at the same time. It's Percival with an R, I messed that up. Percival, he was basically sheltered in the woods by his mother his entire life, and he became a knight because Arthur pitied him, and he's the weakest out of all of them, and he's super innocent, but, we love him, and he's, like, just innocent and stuff, and he's trying his best. Gawain, he's the second strongest out of all of the knights. That is an ad. He's the second strongest out of all of the knights. He has massive self-esteem issues. Yeah, massive self-esteem issues. Doesn't think he's good enough, but he's still, like, the second strongest, and he also has, like, these sun powers. Like, if the sun shines on him, he gets stronger and stuff, but he's still just a mess. Oh, wait, wrong ones. Okay. Garrus, he's, Gawain's older brother, super serious, similar to Kay, but not as much of an asshole. Mordred, he's Arthur's illegitimate son. He's kind of an ass, and he was sent there to kill Arthur, but over time, he kind of grew to love him and stuff. Galahad is Lancelot's son. He's an angel, and that's all you really, with daddy issues, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Gareth, is Gawain's little brother, and he's just the more, not exactly innocent as Percival, but the more, like, childlike excited out of all of the knights. Alright, those are them. I hope I summarized them in a way that you could understand. I could get more deeper, but we'd be here literally all day. So, I'm just gonna, so basically what I'm doing here is finishing the last batch of, the last batch of characters. There's much more, but the rest are, like, unimportant and just it's fine. Y'all gonna get the bulk of everybody. Actually, like, these, not that one. These guys are, like, pretty much unimportant to the overall story completely. Like, in my original, like, novel book thingy that I wrote, they're not even characters, they're just named, but I decided to give them designs, and because, like, why not? Same with him. He's really just, like, not exactly a running gag, but, like, he's just kind of there to be the, like, you, me, we stick together, man, because we're family kind of guy. Anyway, so the last batch, we have, where are they? Whammon. Wait, no, wrong one. Oh yeah, and that guy. But we have Whammon. Oh my gosh. I never thought we'd be seeing Whammon in this. Why, yes, we have Whammon. 2 Whammon. Okay, I'll stop. So I'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so who's this chick? So, she's Arthur's wife. I'm just gonna write down... the name. Just gonna write it down. I cannot write. Why can't I? Sometimes I feel like my ability to write just disappeared. I don't even know if that's how you're supposed to spell it, but I think that's how you're supposed to spell it. Anyway, yeah, this is Queen Guinevere. She's Arthur's wife, and yeah. Whammon. Yes, we have Whammon. I've been watching some Nux talk. Well, actually, I haven't been watching him recently, but for like a couple months ago, I watched a lot of Nux Taku, and he says Whammon all the time, and I kind of adopted that by accident. Is it 7? Yeah, I think it's 7. Alright, so, who is she? What's her deal? All of that stuff. So, obviously she's Arthur's wife, but before that, okay, so, like, in the original story, I think they, like, met by her, like, playing, like, an instrument, and he just stumbles upon her, and he falls in love, or whatever. But I didn't know about that I didn't know about that encounter when I started writing it. And instead, I was focused on one part of the story where she just mentioned, oh, I'm gonna go off, like, horseback riding. And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna make her like horseback riding. It's like, why not? Why not? And so they met while they were riding horses. It's more funnier than it sounds, I promise. But yeah, and she seemed like a pretty cool gal, and Arthur was all like, yo, she's pretty cool, why not I, like, write letters to her and stuff. And then they fell in love, and then they got married, and it's all great. But then Merlin was all like, hey, Arthur, you shouldn't do that. And Arthur's all like, why? And Merlin's like, yeah, it's 'cause, like, she'll bring upon your downfall. And Arthur's like, how? But Merlin doesn't want to tell him anything, and then Arthur gets pretty mad at him, and he marries her anyway. And you could be all like, wait, but, hi, your voice is pretty. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I actually don't really like my voice all that much, so. But that's just me, I think it is I don't know if it's a unique voice, but it's a voice. Where was I? Wait, yeah. So Merlin's all like, don't marry her, and Arthur's all like, well, I am gonna marry her. Meh. And he does. And I remember when I was learning about, like, the legend in my high school class a long time ago. Wait. Learning about the end of the samurai and then going straight to drawing is such a huge tonal shift. I feel like I feel mental whiplash. Arthur is a simp. Yes. He is. Like, at least my version of Arthur is a complete... Okay, not a simp, but he's a bottom. It's complete bottom. The is so epic. Thanks. So, yeah, so Merlin's all like... So Merlin says don't marry her. He's like, I'll marry her anyway. And Gwen is all like, yeah, cool, yeah, why not? I like you and stuff. And in my high school class, while I was learning about, well, when my class was learning about it, I already knew everything about this, but my teacher hated that, and she's like, why would Arthur do that? Merlin straight up told him that she would, like, cause bad things in the future. Why didn't he listen? And here I am being all like, I put, like, an entire, like, explanation, well, not, like, I did kind of, like, an explanation, but it's not, like, a simple explanation. It basically goes into Arthur and Merlin's, like, relationship and stuff, to put it simply. To put it simply, as a kid, Arthur loved Merlin, saw him as, like, a dad and stuff. However, when he pulled the sword out of the stone and found out that Merlin more or less, like, took control of his entire life, he got pretty pissed. I'm literally playing Roblox while listening to this epic story. That's amazing. So yeah, Arthur got pretty pissed because he felt like all of his decisions were, like, pre-planned and, like, nothing was really him. And, yeah, he gets pretty mad at Merlin for that. So, ever since then, for basically the entirety of the story, although Arthur loves Merlin, he has, like, these, like, complicated feelings where he's like, I don't want to ask for help and stuff like that. So, yeah, he's, like, really hesitant to, like, ask Merlin for help and for advice. Not because Merlin gives bad advice, although he does sometimes, but mainly because, like, he's like, I don't want to ask him for help because he's most likely gonna just, you know, like, control my life more than he already is doing already, and like he has complex feelings with Merlin. He loves the guy, but he has complex feelings. So when Merlin is all like, don't marry Guinevere, bad things will happen, he's all like, okay, why? But Merlin doesn't give him an explanation because fate and whatnot. And Arthur's all like, well, I am going to take control of my life. You're not going to dictate everything. I'm going to marry her anyway. So, yeah. Ugh, medieval people are simps. I guess they are. But yeah, so Arthur marries her, and they end up having like a really good, well, at least in my version, okay? Because for me, I don't want these characters, any of these characters, to be like unlikable or bad people. I didn't want that. I wanted a story where you could enjoy basically all of the characters, but they still mess up all the time. That's what I wanted. So yeah, so in my version, after they get married, they end up having like a really good relationship and stuff. And, you know, Arthur is like a completely like supporting husband and whatever, but because he's so busy, he can't spend time with her all the time. But Guinevere understands, because she understands the weight of being king because her dad is a king, and it's all great. And then like shit hits the fan later on, not because anything happens like to them personal. How do I put this? They don't hate each other or anything. They never do. They like each other till like the very end of the story. But I'ma say that things happen throughout the story. If you know the legend really well, y'all know what it is. But just in case, and if I ever make this thing into a series or something, I won't say anything. Yo, what app do you use to draw? I use Metabang Paint Pro. It's free, it's easy, at least for me, and yeah. But yeah, as for her personality, I sadly wasn't able to like give her too much of a personality because I was so focused on literally everybody else, just everybody else I was too focused on. And in the original Legends, she doesn't really have that much either, but I tried giving her something. I tried. So, like, for instance, like, she's a really curious person, and because Merlin taught Arthur a lot about, like, the future and stuff, Arthur tells her about futuristic stuff, and she's, like, really curious about it, and is always like, oh my god, tell me more, this is so interesting, kind of stuff. I also like to imagine that she's like, I don't know if the therapist of all the characters. The queen is kind of attractive though. Thank you. I went through hell and back designing her, and part of me still doesn't like her design, but like I'm sticking with it anyway because I don't know. Yeah, so, like, I was thinking she's, like, not exactly the therapist of the group, but, like, the mom. There it is. I was thinking she'd be, like, Camelot's mom, and, like, all of the knights do something dumb, and she's, like, one of the voice of reasons. Like, Kay is the main voice of reason, but Kay's an asshole, so no one likes him. So she would be the voice of reason people actually listen to, and stuff. And I was thinking, oh, whenever, like, somebody feels down and sad, she's always there to, like, I don't know, pick up their spirits and whatever. It's great, it's great. But, yeah, other than that, she's, like, I don't know, just nice girl, I guess, that's what she is. Ah, did I finish? Oh, that was quickly. That was quick. Good. But, yeah, let me just go ahead and, color him quickly. Oh, please, I need her. I need a new non-homophobic mom and therapist. Well, here she is. She's about to come alive after I color her. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, oh yeah, I also like the idea that she's the not level head. No. She's like, okay, so because her husband is just an absolute nervous wreck who freaks out over literally anything, she's the one who's all like, dude, calm down, all right? Let's calm down, take deep breaths, think about this, you know, all that good stuff. Think about this, all of that stuff. And then Arthur's all like, yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. Sorry that, like, I worried you and whatever. And she's all like, oh, no, not at all. I'm just saying that you have a lot on your plate. You really need to, like, calm down. Take a break, man. Take a break. It's all great. And then she makes fun of him for being a nervous wreck. But not, like, in, like, a mean way. Just in, like, a general, like, wow, you worry about everything, or, you know, it's okay to, like, calm down for a couple minutes, you know? That kind of stuff. However, she's got a lot of skeletons in her, well, okay, actually, I don't know if that's even the right term. She might have accidentally, ticked off one of, like, the main villains back in her younger days. Not that she did anything bad, but I'm just saying. Also, she's a bit of a hypocrite, which I guess it's a big complaint or whatever in the original legend. But I decided that, nah, man, she's like, yeah, she's a hypocrite, but she's not gonna be like, oh, so what? She's gonna be the type of person who really, like, is guilty about everything and is all like, shit, and it's like, I'm sorry, kind of thing. And like, I'm a horrible person, why did I do this and that? Is, you know, that kind of stuff. Because I thought that'd make her more, I don't know, grounded? Realistic? I don't know, that's just what I thought. I hope I succeeded in some way. But I don't know. And neither do you guys know, because you don't have your hands on the story. When will I post it? I don't know. Someday. I'm just... I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I will, but, like... part of me also wants to, like, keep it, like, without showing it to anybody, because there's, I don't know, something about it. I just don't feel like it's ready yet, if that makes sense. But, yeah. That's neat, oh yeah, she also shares, like, a similar dream to Arthur, which is basically, like, screw the whole king thing, I just want to be, like, a normal person, like a farmer, with my own little plot of land, tending to some horses. I don't know, I just like that. And then, of course, some brown eyes, because most of my characters have brown eyes, and I will keep it that way. Alright. Now the color of her dress. Actually, the color of her dress has been, like, really hard for me to, like, think about. Because at first, I was thinking it would be a blue, but then I was like, oh, wait, no, I already... Because I kind of sort of color code these guys. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, I already have, like, 2 characters who wear blue. You know, maybe pink? Not purple, obviously, because... I mean, I guess I could do purple, but, like, nah. I guess I'll go with pink. But, like, a light pink, because hot pink was just not a thing at the time, fun fact. Yeah, this kind of pink is fine. It's fine. It's a fine pink. It is a fine pink. But yeah, that's kind of sort of what I was thinking for a character. Not much, but it's something. It is something. Green and yellow. Nah, I mean, I already color-coded one of the characters green. Man, I don't know, I'll just go with pink. Pink is a fine color, you know? Pink is fine. Despite what people say when you're, like, 7, pink is a completely fine color. If anything, it's nice. And this pink is really sad. Just brighten it. It's fine. It's fine. I think I gave her red shoes. Yeah, I gave her like red shoes. Right? Meep City is beaming in my ear right now and slowly making me deaf. Good. That's their plan. Oh yeah, and I gave her like blue accents, yeah. Gave her like bluish accents on like... Okay, no, not that kind of blue. It's a lighter blue. But, yeah, that's kind of like, that's pretty much what she is. She's, like, generally a nice, happy girl, generally a nice, happy girl, you know, loves people, loves her friends, loves her husband, makes fun of him for being a nervous wreck, interested about futuristic things, super curious about all that. And basically is the one who always lifts everybody's spirits when they feel down, but she's also really, really guilty about spoilers. And that's what she is. What app do I use to record? I use, what is this called? Streamlabs OBS? Yeah. Streamlabs OBS, and then I connected it to, like, my YouTube, and it streams. And it streams. My recommendation, watch a bunch of YouTube videos to help you. Oh shoot. If you make her outfit cyan, she would look like Jasmine's daughter from Disney. I made it pink though. I was thinking blue, but I made it pink. And of course, I decided, just to make her look similar to her husband, I decided to also give her, like, the golden cuffs on her, like, on her sleeves. Because why not? Just a bunch of gold. She's a queen. She's rich. She's rich. Alright, so that's her. Sweeto, sweeto. Alright, and then the next one. This bitch. Okay. Wait. So, who is she? She is Morgan... Is it with an E? Or is it with an A? I think it's with an E. Morgan Le Fay. Ooh. Or Morgana, some people call her, but it's Morgan. It's Morgan. Oh, hello, Cove. So, Morgan Le Fay. She's more or less the big baddie of the story, but also not really at the same time. It's tough. Just like that, we're done with the first character, Peppermint Life, fastest hand in the West. Hey, I did say in the description I'm trying to finish these quickly. Okay, Morgan Le Fay, who is she? Or Morgana, whatever, no one cares. So Morgan, what's her deal? She's more or less the villain. Actually, no, let me just do the hair first. Actually, no, that's... what am I thinking? So, she's more or less the villain of the King Arthur mythos. I decided to make her more of, like, not a background villain, but more of just an obstacle the characters kind of have to deal with for a while before she gives up. So, she is... doesn't finish drawings at time. More on time. More at 11. Just at 11. 11 o'clock. I can read. So, yeah. So, she is Arthur's half-sister. Yes. Ooh, Arthur has a sister. Wow. Yeah. He has... And she's basically, like, Arthur's only living family member left. However, she hates him. She hates the hell out of him. And the reason why is because it goes more into the backstory of Arthur's parents. To sum it up in, like, her perspective, so, you know, they share a mom, both her and Arthur, they share a mom, and, you know, Morgan was just living her sweeto life as a princess. It was great, you know, she had a great mom, she had a great dad, and then Arthur's dad comes over, rages war, is that how you say it? Causes a war, and Morgan's dad dies, and Arthur's dad marries their mom and has Arthur, and he basically puts Morgan into a nunnery, ripping her away from her, like, status, her land, her family, her everything. So damn, she kind of bad though. She is bad. With French syntax, the female the would be la. Same thing with Spanish. Same thing with Spanish. Oh yeah, it's because originally she was a fairy. Yeah, that's what, or a fae, I think was the original name. Originally she was meant to be a fairy character, but after like 1,000 years they changed her to be just like a human that possesses magical powers. But yeah. So yeah, she was basically, yeah, I can't talk. So because of Arthur's dad, she was more or less ripped away from her entire life. And she hated that. And because of that, at least in my version, she hates the hell out of Arthur's dad. But Arthur's dad is dead, so she has no one to shift the blame on. So instead she blames it on Arthur, even though Arthur, first of all, didn't do anything, and second of all, didn't even know he was related to royalty until he was like 15. So that sucks. Sucks for him. Sucks for him. I can't draw this face. I can't draw this face the way I want it to. Ah! Pero sí, sí. But yes, yes. Anyway, alright, yeah. So, I'm just like, I'm losing my train of thought. So, yeah, so she blames everything on Arthur. Arthur has no idea about this. Actually, for a good chunk of time, he doesn't even realize he has a sister or a living family member in general. What a coincidence. I was just done watching a video about Sins of the Father trope. Okay, you know, it's great. Because when I saw that video in my recommendations, I immediately thought of this. Like, immediately. Yeah, it's a beautiful coincidence. Anyway, so, yeah. She blames Arthur for it. Arthur did absolutely nothing, but she hates his guts. And she also hates Guinevere a lot. So, her backstory, more or less. So, I already mentioned, you know, her dad was killed. Arthur's father, you know, took her mom, and she was sent to a nunnery, ripped away from her status, her inheritance, her family, her everything, and she hates it, right? She blames Arthur's dad for it, and when Arthur's dad dies, she blames him for it. It's great. So, while she was at the nunnery, she just so happened to learn magic there. That's from what I remember according to the research. I like to imagine that she went to a magic school. No hablo español, that's the only Spanish I know. I mean, it fits, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, so I like to imagine that she went to a magic school. The point being is that she learned magic, and at least in my version, she learned magic specifically to basically ruin Arthur's life. Just preparing one day for the future for that to happen. Somewhere in my research, I learned that Merlin, oh yeah, this is Merlin right here, that Merlin just so happened to be her teacher as well, but I was like, no, I don't want him to be, like, her teacher, like, in the same way he was Arthur's teacher. No, I don't want that. And then I had this idea that he was a teacher at the magic school she went to. Yeah, she was a teacher at the magic school she went to. And he taught the class for like a couple months, and then one day he just kind of left because, you know, he had to teach Arthur, he had to teach the next king. And Morgan Le Fay just so happened to be in his class. But because Merlin is Merlin, he didn't even bother looking at attendance, so he didn't even realize that lady was there, so. Or more of a girl, because school. It's great. It's great. Crazy microphone moment. Did something happen to the mic while I was talking? Man, I haven't made Pep laugh since before I had a girlfriend. Oof. Anyway, but yeah, she grew up, became a powerful sorceress, and then she, well, at least in my version, she's out there planning her revenge plot. But oh, would you look at that? Even though she was basically ripped away from her everything, she's still technically a lady of status. So, you know what that means? Arranged marriage, baby. So, she had an arranged marriage with this, one guy who I seriously do not remember his name because he is so unimportant to the story, period. Point being, she's married off to this one guy, and she does not like it. And that's not me doing anything to her character. Legit, the legend states that she hated this guy from her arranged marriage. So what does she do? Get out of there. She just runs away. She's just like, bye. And she runs away from the marriage and instead basically becomes a whore. I'm like, okay. So yeah, she runs away from her apparently pretty bad marriage, and she basically becomes a whore, getting a boyfriend every week or something, I don't know. However, during her, I guess, escapades, she eventually meets this one dude who she actually falls in love with. What's his freaking name? Guiomar. I hate that I remember his name, yet only really mentioned him once in the entire story. But I remember the guy's name. I remember it. So, she falls in love with this dude Guiomar, and Guiomar, I guess, likes her too. And they both have, a really happy relationship, and Morgan's all like, oh my god, what is this? Is this happiness? I haven't felt happiness in so long. I love it. My sister is insulting me in Spanish right now. Oh well.
So they towed that record player down there.
Yeah, so yeah, she's all like, oh my gosh, is this... When are we gonna get 1 hour long stylus ASMR, Pep? Never. You'll never get them. Sorry. But yeah, so she's like, oh my gosh, what is this? Is this happiness? I haven't felt happy since my dad was alive. And she's like, you know what? I like this guy. I kind of want to be with him forever. And the guy, I guess, agrees with her too. I don't know. He doesn't have a character. He's just mentioned while I was researching him. I don't know. And, yeah, so it's great. And her life is great so far. However, a little somebody goes over and basically ruins everything. Imagine remembering a reference character couldn't be me. Yeah, I, for some odd reason, remember this guy's name, and he's so unimportant to the story. Literally, his only importance is the only guy this lady actually liked. And that's basically his entire character. And I somehow remember this guy's name. Anyway, so while she's off having her happily ever after with Guiomar, it just so happens that Guiomar is Guinevere's cousin. And Guinevere knows that Morgan is married. So she's like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that. You're basically cheating on your husband. Hypocrite. And Morgan's all like, oh, but he's the only one who made me happy. Besides, I hate my husband. He sucks. That's why I ran away. And Guinevere is all like, no, but you can't do that, man. That's wrong. And all of that. And I don't really know what happened. Honestly, the legend doesn't really say much, and I never bothered to write down what happens because, again, it's fairly unimportant to the overall plot. But from what we know, from what I know, is that Guinevere pulled her cousin away from Morgan, and Morgan could not have her happy life with the one guy she likes. And she basically had a death wish for Guinevere ever since then. Yeah, just normal stuff. Just normal stuff. It's all great. Boop. It's all great. Never gonna have any repercussions in the future whatsoever. So, some time goes by. Morgan finds out that, Guinevere, the girl she basically has a death wish on, just so happened to marry Arthur, the guy she also has a complete death wish on, and she's like, you know what? No, I'm gonna hurt them. I'm gonna hurt them both so bad. So, wait, no, this is actually a little bit before when she, like, okay, so it happens basically, like, before Arthur gets married, like, about, like, a year or two Arthur gets married, so he's still it's before, like, Arthur gets married and stuff, and, let's just say that, remember, Arthur doesn't know that he has a sister at all, like, in his mind, he thinks that he's the only one of his family left alive. So, to put things simply, she, came into his home and they had saxophone lessons and then Mordred happened. And you could be all like, that's disgusting. And I say yes. And you could be like, is that canon in your story? And I'll still say yes. And you could be like, why? And I say, because I want to be at least semi-accurate to the whole, I want to be at least somewhat accurate to the story. Look, man, it's the Middle Ages. This kind of stuff was normal. Doesn't make it less disgusting with Scrud, I would have been anyway. I'm gonna hurt them so bad. Or that 3-hour Arthur stream. Ugh, man. I kind of regret that stream, not gonna lie. Or I regret how long it is. Anyway. Yeah, she basically had a kid with Arthur. And Arthur doesn't know about this, by the way, because it's Arthur. Mordred, we need more Arthur! So, yeah. If this thing ever becomes, like, popular and somebody asks me, why, I'll just say, like, I just kind of wanted to stay true to the story, man. Because, like, that's kind of my goal with this story, is to stay true, but also make it, like, my own thing. I don't know, man. I gotta go. My phone died. Oh, arrivederci, Panda Star Pop. Anyway, so yeah, that basically made her irredeemable. You know, so like, it makes her a bad person. It makes her a bad person and stuff. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm just waiting for the day this thing gets popular and somebody is all like, but why? And I'm all like, okay, 2 reasons, alright? The first reason is that Mordred was, I don't know if he was always this, but for a good chunk of the legend, he was the son of Arthur's sister, depending on her name and whatever. However, later versions of the legend also made him Arthur's son, and you know, I could have very, very easily made him Arthur's nephew. I could have done that, but I didn't, because I wanted that father-son bond. I wanted that father-son bond. Also, I really wanted Mordred to be all like, yo, I'm the blood son. I'm the one who should be king. I really wanted that, so that's why I kept it. Doesn't make it any less bad. Anyway, I'll move on from that. So, yeah, that more or less kind of made her irredeemable. So after that whole thing, she just kind of leaves Arthur alone for, like, the next 14 years. Arthur none the wiser. So, a bunch of time happens. She raises Mordred. She is a horrible mom. Mainly because the entire reason she has Mordred is to kill him. Like, she raises the kid to be basically an assassin to go kill his dad. Overly complicated plan? yes. Would have it been a million times easier if she just went over and killed him herself? Yes, but shut up. So, yeah, and because Mordred was basically just meant to be a assassin that she raised, she basically abused him his entire life. She basically was all like, oh, you're worthless and useless unless you do your job correctly, and she makes him train every single day to the point that he collapses, and if he doesn't follow the rules, then he's stuck in the dungeon for the whole day without dinner. It's all great, it's all great. She probably smothered him with pillows when he was a baby to make him shut up. The fact that he's alive is a miracle. Just a lot of bad stuff. And Mordred grows up resenting his mom for that. Like, at the beginning of Mordred's character arc, oh yeah, he's out to kill Arthur. But he still hates his mom. But the only reason he does it, it's because in his mind, like, oh, that's the only thing I'm good for, that's the reason I was born, that's the reason I'm alive, that's the only thing I've been trained for, all of that good stuff. It's sad. It's sad. And you're right, Cove, it would make him a heartthrob, and I am waiting for the day he becomes, like, the new sad boy a bunch of teenage girls become obsessed over. I would not mind that, honestly. That sounds hilarious. I would not mind that. It wasn't intended, but I wouldn't mind it. So, yeah, that's basically Morgan Le Fay. Oh, wait, no, that's not, like, the complete end of her story. So, I'm taking too long drawing this. I need to pick up the pace. So, yeah, that's so after Mordred is, like, 14, she takes him to live with Arthur because he's sent there to kill her and stuff. No, I do not know Mr. Driller. I could look it up right now, but, I'm kind of busy here. Oh, is that it? Yeah, I'm done with that. So, well, yeah. So she sends Mordred to go live with Arthur, you know, to kill him and stuff. But, while Mordred is living in the castle with his dad, and with good people, he suddenly realizes, hey, I kind of like these guys. I kind of don't want to kill them. And Morgan gets pretty pissed at him, and she's like, great, I knew this whole thing was useless. All right, if no one's gonna do it for you, guess I better do it myself. So she basically, like, barges into the castle many times and tries attacking them. But she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, so she kind of just barges in without a plan and just shoots fireballs and stuff. And yeah, and it doesn't really work out, like, at all. And Arthur is all like, Morgan, please, you're my sister. We could patch things up. We could be, like, a family. And she's like, no, F you. You're the reason why my life is completely sad. And Arthur's all like, dude, that was my dad. I've literally done nothing. And it all just becomes a huge mess. It all just becomes a massive mess. She's gonna have the same hair color as her brother, obviously. It all just becomes a massive mess that no one likes. It's all great. Oh yeah, and then she sees Guinevere and she tries to kill her too. All of that good stuff. I could go on, but at that point I'd literally be recapping her entire chapter. Because I have a chapter, not all about her, but when she's like attacking them and whatever. Point being, she comes over and she attacks them many times. That's just water, and fights her off, and they fight her off, and she runs off, and then she comes back to attack them, and Arthur gets really, really, really sick of her. Morgan Le Fay, aka attractive villain character. Oh, why, yes. I mean, if the main character was gonna be seduced by her after only knowing her for like a few minutes, you better make her, at least, you better make her attractive, you know? You know? But yeah, so yeah, and for like a good chunk of that chapter, Arthur has like no idea why Morgan is attacking him, I'm sorry, and he's like, but why are you doing this? And she's all like, oh, it's because your father was a murderer. And Arthur doesn't get it because he doesn't know much about his dad, and he's like, what are you talking about? I mean, okay, yeah, he killed some Saxon soldiers in the war, but that's because it's like war. And then she's all like, he killed my dad, and I was like ripped away from everything, and I was forced to live in a nunnery, and I was married off to this guy I hated. And Arthur is all like, oh, I am so sorry. But then she still attacks him, even though he tries to be nice. And then Arthur has like a whole, oh my god, my dad was really bad. Because up to this point, because Arthur didn't know squat about his dad, he always thought that his dad was like a really cool guy and a benevolent hero, and then he finds out that his dad was a dick. So that's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I think eventually, oh yes, my favorite part. Okay, so throughout the chapter, I kind of sort of sprinkle in that her magic gets weaker and weaker over time. When I mean sprinkle in, I mean only one reference to it. I should have sprinkled more stuff in, but I like to imagine that as her fight with her brother goes on over the course of, I don't know, like a bunch, like months or whatever, her magic just gets weaker and weaker, and for a while she's like, wait, why is this happening and stuff, and then it all culminates into basically the last time they see each other for like almost a decade, where she's about to kill Arthur. Oh, sorry. Hello, Cookie. So yeah, it all culminates to when she's basically about to kill Arthur, and Arthur just straight up has like a mental breakdown in front of her. And I love the entire scene. It is one of, ooh, that's too white. And it's basically one of my favorite scenes in the entire story, mainly because when I started writing the story, that was the scene I've been waiting for. Like, I've been wanting to write that scene since before I started writing the original, the story, so, like, it's my favorite scene of the whole thing. Basically, to put simply, she tries to kill Arthur. She's all like, I am your worst nightmare, and all that, and Arthur just has a mental breakdown. Not about her, but just about the stress that has become his life. Because not only is he a king, he is a legendary king, and he does not like it, and like, I don't know if it's built up well, but it's definitely something I tried doing over the course of the story that is, wait, no. I don't know if it was built up well, but it was something I really wanted over the course of the story, and it was that, Arthur hates his life being king, because of the stresses and the responsibility, but not only just that, but also the fact that because he's king, he is the target of a lot of people, and he only just wants peace and stuff, but he has to deal with, you know, assassination attempts, for instance, or politics. Ew. So he doesn't really have a breakdown because of her, but he more like has a breakdown because of everything and stuff, and pretty much almost lets her kill him, but, you know, Morgan doesn't like that. She wants him to be scared, you know? It's not fun when the victim isn't scared. I don't know if that's a bad thing to say. Understandable. But yeah, I don't know if that's a bad thing to say, but at least to her, it's not fun when her victim is not, like, crying or shitting their pants. This guy is literally just like, this is my life now. Is this it? Is this what my life has led to? Just battling the same people over and over again? I mean, I guess I could kill them, but I don't know if I should. Politics are a no. Disgusting. Yeah, so Arthur doesn't like politics, but because he's a king, he is a de facto political leader by default, and he does not enjoy that. I've heard something like that before. Yeah, I think it's like a common trope about, like, people in positions of power hating it. Because, like, I can totally believe it. I mean, it just sounds like a miserable life when you really think about it. Anyway, so yeah, Arthur kind of has a breakdown. Morgan's a bit disappointed. Politics, nope. It's big nope. Morgan's disappointed, and she's like, you're making me feel really awkward, brother. Like, you're not, like, cowering in fear or anything. And Arthur's all like, I'm sorry. I've just, like, it's got nothing to do with you. I'm sorry. And she's all like, wait, so this has nothing to do with me. I didn't cause you any pain. And Arthur's all like, no, I didn't mean it in that way. I hate you. I swear. It's just that I've been having a stressful time. Oh boy. It's like throughout the story, well, throughout that chapter, I really just like have Arthur's stress levels just like ranked up because he just has to deal with a lot of stuff. You know, one of them including having a son he never knew about. So that's like that just adds another mountain of stress of his already mountain of stress. So like, yeah. So that's fun. That's fun. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But, yeah. So, she's disappointed. So she's disappointed that, Arthur isn't reacting the way she wants to. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna come back when you feel better. You know? So then she leaves and stuff. However, she doesn't return. Ever. She doesn't ever return, and yeah, no, she doesn't ever return. And I basically gave her not a redemption arc, because the shit she's done, I don't even know if you can redeem it fully. Not exactly a redemption arc, but she doesn't become as bad later on and stuff. So, fast forward like 10 years. If you're wondering how long the story is, or like how much time canonically goes into is in the story, it's basically Arthur's life story. It spans his whole life. Anyway, yeah, the middle is like yellow. Right. So, yeah, so fast forward, like, oh god, wait, no, I'm already done with her drawing, no! Oh, well, look at that, I messed that part up, let me just fix that while I tell it. Last stretch of the story. So, after, like, a decade, Arthur finds, like, this old abandoned castle, and he's out for the day, he's not, like, close to Camelot, it'd be too late if he, like, just walked back. I'm just gonna repeat that. It'd be too late if he walked back, so he's just like, you know what, I'll just, like, you know, like, crash into this castle for a while. And then he finds out that this abandoned castle is where Morgan Le Fay's been living this whole time. And Arthur immediately, like, draws up his sword because he doesn't trust her for obvious reasons. And, however, he is surprised to find that Morgan is nice, and he doesn't trust her at first. He's like, no, this is all an act. But as the night goes on, he starts to realize, oh my god, she's not trying to kill me. If anything, she's praising me? Oh god, this is weird. It's really weird. But he eventually is all like, okay, so, I mean, how have you been, sis? God, this is weird. And stuff. But I didn't want to completely redeem her either. So, at one point, she's all like, at one point, Arthur's all like, about Mordred, And she's immediately like, who? And Arthur's like, yep, no, ain't touching that subject ever in front of her. Nope, that's my son. It's not hers. It's just my son. So great and stuff. But basically what happened, so basically she explains that what the heck happened to her off screen is that she started realizing that her magical abilities have completely tanked. And in my version of this world, I had this idea that like magic, like you get magic by, how do I put this? By basically like gritting your, how do I put this? I don't know if it's hard to describe, but like get it by like, oh man, how do you describe, but like not being so obsessed with things. You have to be like free, if that makes any sense. Yeah, you have to be like free and not have like any like really hardcore obsessions, and like you have to see the world as like always changing. You have to be kind of have to be like detached from the world. There we go, that's the term. You kind of have to be like detached from the world and like your emotions a little bit to fully like get the power and the magic of the universe. And because she spent so much time obsessing over, I need to kill this man, I'm gonna, I don't know, do stuff to him and have a son with him just to kill him, it basically tanks her magical abilities and stuff. So like that kind of, oh well. But yeah, that's kind of her thing. Oh yeah, and then at the end of the story, she moves to Avalon and takes Arthur to Avalon. So that's fun. That too. Anyway, so that's her thing. I spent too long talking about her. Whatever. So, Merlin. My man Merlin. I don't know how to draw beards, but I tried the best I could. So, Merlin, what to say about this mess? So, I guess I shall just start from the very beginning. Wait, first things first. I had this idea that people who don't know him personally don't call him Merlin. Because, I don't know, I just had that idea. Instead, they call him the Sorcerer because he is the strongest magician ever. I just had that idea. He's the strongest magician ever. So, yeah. Wait. Just get that smile. Alright. He's the strongest magician ever, and because of that, people who don't know him personally just call him the Sorcerer. But of course, people who call him personally call him by his real name, Merlin, all that good stuff. Alright. So I guess I should start from the very beginning of his everything, which is not that much, but it's still something. So, Merlin is half demon. Why is he half demon, you ask? Because the legend made him half demon, and I thought that was so cool. So, yeah, he's half demon. So, because of that, part of his powers come from his demon side, and the other part of his powers comes from a blessing from God. How does that happen? Well, I already said it like 3 times. I'll just start from the very beginning. So, there's this one lady. Who is she? What does she have a name? Does she have a name? Nope, she's just a lady. So, there's this one lady. She's living her pretty average life with her fairly, not exactly wealthy, but definitely well-off family. And it's all great. It's all great. And then one day, her entire family dies. That's depressing. So, her whole family dies, and she's really sad and depressed about that. And, so yeah, she's really sad and depressed about that. The reason why her family dies is because there's a group of demons, and they want to create, a demon on Earth, I guess? Yeah. They basically want to create a demon on Earth to be a destroyer. They want this demon thingy to basically destroy the entire world so that everyone's doomed and stuff. That's what they want to do. So, and they decided that their victim is going to be this poor innocent lady. So, first things first, they kill off her entire family. She's sad and depressed and stuff. One night, she's just in bed. And then the demons decide that one of them is going to go over and have her have their half-demon kid. So the demon swoops over. Actually, the legend doesn't really explain in detail. I don't know if you even want the details, but point being, she's with child, and she instantly realizes something's off. So she goes over to, like, her priest, bishop, monk friend. I don't know where I'm gonna give him a name, George. Let's call him George for now. So yeah, so George is all like, oh, it's you. What's your issue? What's your problem? And she's all like, yo, so so like, let's just say that, like, I'm gonna have a kid and something feels wrong. And he's like, okay, let me, like, I don't know, do something. I don't know, maybe he, like, magicked her, beats me. But the point being is that they find out that this kid she's gonna have is half demon. And the priest monk guy is all like, oh no, that is pretty bad. And she's like, what do I do? And he's like, okay, we have an idea. We're just gonna, like, the second the kid is born, we're just gonna dunk him in the baptism thing just immediately. And hopefully, that will get the evil demon destroy the world part of him gone. It sounds like a stupid plan, but it does work. It does work. Hold on for a moment. Yeah. So it sounds like a stupid idea, but it does end up working, and the second Merlin, like the minute Merlin is out of that womb, they just dunk him into the water, and immediately all of that I have to destroy the world tendency, it's gone. It's his connection, not only that, his connection to the demons as well, I think they mentioned. So not only is the evil side out of him, but his connection to the demons is completely wiped out of him. So yes, that means that Merlin will never know his that means Merlin will never know his dad. He will never meet his dad because his connection to demons has become all but severed. I can just imagine Merlin in his younger years, like, performing demon summoning rituals just to see his dad. And then when his dad sees him, he's all like, you're a disappointment, you didn't kill everybody on Earth. And then they leave and Merlin's all like, no, Dad, come back. I just imagine that, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So Merlin's entire demon side, all but severed. It's gone, and all of his evil tendencies, evil demonic tendencies, it's all gone. He's just a kid. He's just a baby who is half demon. But because of his unusual circumstances, I guess God pitied the kid. So God was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you like prophetic future vision powers. There we go. That should make up for everything. So Merlin basically became the most powerful magician ever because it's a gift from, or I think it was like his magic in general comes from his demon side, and his like prophetic, like prophecies into the future thing comes from, is like a gift from God, something like that. Point being, he's a powerful ass magician, and it's all great. However, okay, this is not really part of the legend, but I just like to imagine that his childhood was depressing because he was bullied to death because the half demon thing. He was bullied to death for the half-demon thing, and none of the kids wanted to play with him, and all of the adults hated him as well, and he wasn't allowed to get close to anybody, and the only person who ever cared about him was his mom and that one priest guy. Sad childhood. Sad childhood and stuff. Just to make matters worse, he was almost sacrificed in the story, in the legend I'm saying. He was almost sacrificed as well, because there was this one king who I guess didn't know anything about architecture, and he wanted to build a fortress to defend from invaders, but the fortress kept falling down because his fortress was on like hollow land. How did he not figure that out? I don't know. And so the king goes over to like his like prophets, no, like magician people, advisors. He goes to his important people and he's like, what do we do? And they're all like, oh, very simple. Sacrifice the child with a child without a father and sprinkle his blood around the area, and that shall make your fortress stand. Sounds completely dumb, but the king believes it. And so he goes scouring the lands for a child without a father. And he eventually finds Merlin, who, yeah, he doesn't really have a dad. So he brings... And Merlin's like a child in the story. He's like a little kid. So he brings Merlin over to the castle fortress thingy. And Merlin's like, what am I doing here? And the king is all like, oh, you're going to be sacrificed. And Merlin's like, why? And the king's all like, oh, well, my advisor people told me to sacrifice the kid without a dad, and you don't have a dad. And so we're going to sacrifice you and sprinkle your blood around the fortress so that it would stand. And Merlin is like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. There's nothing wrong with the fortress itself. It's just that you're building on top of really unstable land and there's an air pocket under it. And the king doesn't believe him, but Merlin's all like, trust me, tell your people to dig under it. It's this giant air pocket. So the king is all like, I'll trust this kid once. So he orders his people to dig, and oh my god, what do you know? There is an actual air pocket. And also some snakes fighting, which has a bunch of prophecy and stuff. So the king is all like, you have, like, prophetic powers, dude. And because of that, the king basically gave Merlin the high life, and he was all like, oh, you deserve, like, all of the respect and stuff. And then Merlin became, at least in my version, that's how Merlin became, like, the famous sorcerer and stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd love to see a young Merlin story from someone. One day, Reptile. One day. So, the story of Merlin, like, after the king basically makes his life better because he realizes, oh, this kid, like, yeah, he's like half demon and he has no dad, but holy hot damn, this kid, he has some powers, dude. And basically makes his life just overall better. Which is kind of sad when you think about how his life didn't get better until he nearly got sacrificed, but like, whatever. Dude. So, in the rest of, like, the Legend Merlin story, it cuts to him and his relationship with, like, Arthur's dad and whatever, because Merlin's old. However, I had an idea. And I was like, you know what? Okay, how about this amazing idea? So after the king basically made everyone respect Merlin, the king was like, this kid got massive potential, why not we place him in a magic school? And I'm currently developing, not a large story now, just like a small little short story about Merlin and magic school, and how he was still bullied as a kid, but this time by students at a school. Disgusting. And stuff, and how he is just a natural prodigy at all of the magic subjects because, you know, blessed by God and all that. And because of that, a bunch of kids are really jealous of him, and he only really has one friend there. It's great. It's great. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm also thinking that his mom dies during an invasion by the Saxons. Why, you ask? Well, first of all, I wanted to eliminate all of, like, Merlin's family. I wanted to, like, eliminate all of Merlin's family because, like, I don't know, I just like the idea that by the time he, like, becomes Arthur's mentor, he's, like, no one in his life. He's kind of a lonely guy. So, just to eliminate that mom. The only person who actually gave a damn about him. I like to imagine. Wait. Sorry. Yeah, so I remember while I was researching about him, so Merlin's obviously not a real person, obviously, nor is he based off a real person, technically. Okay, one thing I do know is that Merlin is based off of this person named Ambrose, I think? Yeah, this person named Ambrose, who, similar to Arthur, may have existed, may have not, we'll probably never know. But point being is that he was inspired by this dude named Ambrose, and Ambrose fought the Saxons a lot because his mother was killed during a Saxon invasion. And since Ambrose was Merlin's inspiration, I just thought it fit, you know? I just thought it fit if his mother suffered the exact same fate as Mom got killed during a Saxon invasion, and ever since then, Merlin's been teaching and supporting kings who fought them darn Saxons. It's fun, it's great. All that good stuff. Oh, wait, very important. Very important. Come on, this dude is like nearly 100. Gotta make him look somewhat old. So, his design is obviously heavily inspired by the Disney version of Merlin, so he's still wearing this long-ass blue tunic thingy, robe thingy, and I gave him Converse sneakers. Actually, I should explain the Converse sneakers. Okay, actually, no, I'll just continue the story, because I low-key kind of lead into that. So, point being, blah, 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 Merlin's mom dies, blah, 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 Merlin grows up, and because he is known as the most powerful magician, he gets in cahoots with the royalty and whatever. And I like to imagine that somewhere along that time, he finds out that he can time travel. I highly doubt that Legend Merlin can time travel, but screw you, I want this Merlin to time travel, because it's fun. So, somewhere in his younger years, he finds out how to time travel, and he has just a blast. And yeah, he just has a total blast time traveling and experiencing just like the future, the past, all of these new things. It's all great and sweet and stuff. And because he's still a guy born and raised in the medieval era, he's just like impressed by like anything futuristic. Even like steam-powered locomotives, he's still like, yo, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Although, to be fair, they are cool. Yeah, pretty cool. He looks like he's wearing pajamas, but that actually fits him a lot, so I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. Oh, man, you're not gonna be able to see that at all. Well, now that means I'm just gonna... do this. Yeah, that looks like flesh. Just make it like... that works, I guess. Just so I can, like, fully see everything. Alright, I guess I'll go on. Wait. So yeah, somewhere along his younger years, he finds out time travel, and he just has a blast time traveling from here, from there, all of that good stuff. And I imagine that, when he becomes like an old man, he decides, screw it, I don't care, I'm gonna wear some futuristic shoes, and he decides to wear red Converse sneakers. Merlin went forward in time to see the next time Peppermint Life streamed. Yes, he knows all. I mean, he knows exactly when I'll stream, the exact minute. Creepy ass. Anyway, so, yeah, so when I like to imagine, like, when he's, like, in his, like, 20s, he just, like, shirks off all of the medieval clothing and just wears like a collage of clothing from like different time periods. Like does like fashion wise, he looks like a complete mess because he can't decide what time period he wants to stay in. Like, I don't know, maybe he's wearing like a pirate hat with a pirate hat with 1700s shirt with, I don't know, Arabian pants. I'm freaking out. Arabian pants and, I don't know, 1800s boots. Beats me. He just looks like a complete mess. And people who see him are like, oh god, who let you go out in these? Who let you out in these? And Merlin's like, myself. See these pants? These pants? They're from 1,000 years in the future. Isn't that so cool? And they're like, and everybody else is like, I don't care. You look horrible with these. Take them off. And then I was thinking, of course, as he gets older, he's like, all right, the excitement has worn off. I'm gonna just wear this and stuff. However, I'm still thinking that, you know what, he's still like, whatever, I'm gonna still wear futuristic shoes, and it's those red Converse sneakers. Why red Converse sneakers? Because I just so happen to own a pair of those exact red Converse sneakers. I just so happen to wear those, and I don't know if it's weird, but they're like my favorite shoe that I have right now, or one of my favorite shoes that I own. So I gave them to him. I just thought it was funny. I don't know, man. I just think it's funny that the most powerful wizard in the world has red Converse sneakers. I just thought it was funny, so I gave it to him. But yeah. As per his personality, as per just his entire character in the main story, he's complicated. Merlin is a very complicated guy because he's not a bad guy and he wants good things. He wants good things to happen to Arthur. But because he messed up with Arthur's like fate and life, like he knows a lot of bad stuff will happen to him, and he just kind of lets them happen because of fate and whatever, and Arthur gets really mad at him, and he's like, if you knew bad things would happen to me, why don't you try to stop them? And Merlin's all like, I don't want to change fate because, you know, it might, like, I'll mess up the timeline or whatever. You know, all that. Like, he's a time traveler, but he ain't gonna mess up the timeline. Stuff. So, yeah, basically what I'm saying is that because of that, he lets a lot of bad things happen to Arthur. Like, a lot of bad things, to the point that it really makes you question if Merlin is really a good person or not. And I like that. I like the idea, because he's not a bad guy, but it doesn't mean that he's, like, the best of people either. And I don't know, I think I like that. I think I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea with Merlin. Like, he's a guy that means well, but he just, I don't know, his methods, I guess. Or not even his lack of methods. Yeah. He's a guy that means well, but his lack of methods, oh, it's complicated. Much better. It's complicated. And, yeah. Deselect. So yeah, that's kind of sort of Merlin's whole, whoops. Yeah, that's kind of sort of Merlin's whole dealio, you know? You know, he's a nice guy, but for the most powerful wizard in the world, he lets a lot of bad things happen. And because of that, he's not exactly the ideal, like, how do I put this? I don't know if you can even call that I don't know if you can call that the best of people. I don't know. But that's what I'll say. Like, he's a guy that means well, and he is a good person, but even though he knows bad shit will happen, he just kind of lets it happen. It's like inactive. There we go. He's a guy that doesn't really take much actions in a lot of things. That's what he is. But, you know, he's still a good person that means well, and he's like a really, like, goofy guy as well. And always, like, cracks jokes all the time. even if it doesn't fit the scene. So, he always cracks jokes all the time, even if it doesn't like fit the scene. He's not particularly a serious character, like he does get serious, but like most of the time he's just kind of like a goofy old man who's cracking bad jokes at the wrong times and stuff. And it's all great. It's all great. And of course I gave him the red eyes because like half demon. Come on, man. And like, oh my god, am I done? I'm done! Finally! Ah, it took forever! Oh shit, I forgot his name at the bottom. They just merge everything down. It's over. It's over. Whoops. Bam! That's it. Let me just fix Percival's name because I messed. I just messed it up. Whoopsie. There we go. Fixed it. Fixed it. Ah, it's perfect. That's it. I'm done. I did all of them. It's over. Show's over, guys. I did it. That's it. No more. Will I draw these characters again? Obviously. Obviously. I mean, I already draw them all the time in my free time. I already draw them all the time. But I'm talking about, like, this? This? Nah, man. I'm done. That's it, man. Oh, he was here the whole time. But, yeah, I guess that's it. Let me just, I want to redraw this because it looks ugly as fuck, but, like, we're done. We're done, and that's it. And it's like, whoa, hello, reptile. I finished. There's a couple other characters, but like they're like so unimportant. Like there's not even a point. There's not even a point. But yeah, this is more or less it, I guess. But yeah. Oh wait, no. One more thing about Merlin, I just remembered. I'm not a womanizer, no, but because of his loneliness, he's like, okay, because like he's a guy who like loves women, absolutely head over heels for like any pretty lady he sees, and he always goes up to them and tries to flirt with them, but because Merlin is a goofy old man who doesn't get anything, it just comes off as like really embarrassing and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of sort of his whole spiel. Like I said, he's a guy that means well, but he's also just like kind of a kooky old man that when people properly meet him don't really treat him all that seriously. And yeah, he means well, loves Arthur, treats him like a son, but he's also the kind of guy that when he sees bad shit happen, he kind of just takes a step back. And it annoys the hell out of him. It annoys people a lot. But his excuse is that, oh, that's just like the whims of fate, and whether or not it's a good excuse is up to interpretation and all of that. Anyway, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, that's it. I did the thing. Wait, let me actually count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh god, 13, 14, 15. Merlin is a Chad. No, not even close. He wishes he was a Chad, but he is not. In his dreams. Actually, it's because he is so desperate for love that it kind of causes his, like, end. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's actually kind of stupid and ridiculous, but let's just say that his end happens. He doesn't die, he more like gets imprisoned. His imprisonment happens for a dumbass reason, but I ain't gonna say anything because it's dumb and funny, and just another day. Anyway, I did them all. That's like 15 characters. Goodness gracious, kill me. But yeah, that's what they are. excuse me, the Sorcerer. Yes, obviously. His professional name. I had this idea that it went from the King's Sorcerer to the Sorcerer after a while, because Merlin is a wild card who doesn't bound himself by a specific king. Oh, he's loyal to Arthur, but that's because he basically raised him. But, yeah. That's basically them. Will I be drawing these characters again? I said that, I already said that. Of course I will, obviously. How could I not? I already draw them way too much, like, on my free time, like sketchbooks and stuff, so I also draw my Robin Hood characters a lot. Actually, ever since I started writing this story, these two stories, I've basically, like, abandoned my actual OCs, like, my actual original characters, but, like, oh well. But, like, oh well, that's what happens when you work on a project for, like, 2 years. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much it, guys. What will happen after? Like, what am I saying? Like, next stream, I mean, like, when is gonna be next stream? As always, it depends on my time and stuff. I had this, like, idea that that for my next stream, I would draw my Robin Hood design, but wearing the outfit from the Robin Hood statue in Nottingham, because that statue, in my opinion, looks ugly as fuck, and I just kind of want to draw that outfit on my design of Robin, because I think it's funny. But, yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So, yeah, I hope you like these collection of streams. I don't even know how many streams these were. There were way too many streams. But I hope that some of you, like the 2-3 of you watching this, hey, at least y'all know who these characters are, so next time I draw them, y'all won't be completely in the dark, and y'all won't be like, who is this? Who is that? At least you have a little idea, because I don't know when I'm gonna turn this story into a thing, like a series or a comic. I don't know when. I'm far too busy right now to do that, right, with my life at this point, but I still love to, like, draw them all the time, and I don't wanna, just keep them, okay, I don't wanna just keep them in the dark for years on end. I just love to draw these characters a lot, but I also don't want you guys to be like, who's this, who's that, and whatnot. I don't want that, so that's why this was here. I could have made a Meet My OCs video, but with these guys, but I didn't. Instead, I did this in a stream format, but that's like it, yeah. Anyway, that's it, I guess. I'm done. I hope y'all like the stream. Yeah, no, really, I'm done here. But yeah, that's it. I hope y'all like the stream somewhat. I hope y'all were okay with me just rambling so long. I promise that my stream, I promise that, like, my next stream won't be like this. I promise that it won't be just me rambling on about this one thing over, like, for hours on end. I promise. It's just that I just wanted to, like, just explain who these guys were, and I am the type of person that once I start rambling about something like this, I can go on forever. So, yeah. So I kind of apologize if that annoyed you guys. But, yeah, that's it. Anyway, that's it. Next stream should be a lot more chill. It shouldn't be me just rambling about X, Y, and Z character forever. But hey, I hope y'all liked these collection of streams. I hope it didn't annoy y'all too